Hi, this is Dustin Burrell for CIS 104 Networking. We are doing the hands-on lab activity in Chapter 8, which is out of the CCNA Routing and Switching Study Guide by Tom Lamel. First of all, we got to build our network before we can start doing all the configurations for static routes. And after we'll do static routes, we'll go to RIP routing, RIP routing. So let's get our three routers out of here first. Three. Get a couple PCs. And then we're going to need to put some cables on here. Pretty much we want DC serial cables for our routers. First, before we do that, I need to get the cards inserted into the routers. So let's turn it off. Use the HWIC2T card. And then turn it back on. This on each router. Okay, so get those three set up with the network cards. Get your cables hooked up. Best to go serial internet or your router to router. And you have a choice of doing a straight cable or a copper cable here. I personally like doing a crossover cable, not a copper, crossover cable. Fast Ethernet to gigabit 00. Okay. So there's our network. Let's bunch it in a little bit. They don't need to be so far apart. Okay, and basically we're gonna name all these routers first. That's good for. We'll just go through each router, but on each router we're gonna name them, a host name for each one, and then we're gonna do the interface on G00 with the correct routing. We have a routing table in our book on 8.2, which guides us through. Pretty much, we have four networks to work with, which is 172.16.10 for Lab A on G00. S00 will be 172.16.120.1. B is going to be 172.16.20.2. And then the other one other serial face, which is 01 for the router B, will be 30.1, 30.2 for Lab C serial face, and Lab C router 40.1 for that G00 interface. And that will all make sense. If it didn't make sense to you as I was just reading it off, it'll all make sense as we go along. So let's go into our first router. And we're going to config it. You can go this way, do a host name right here, but it'd be better that we just stick with the commands because that's what we're supposed to be learning, getting in our head. So en to enable, conf t to config mode. Pretty much we're going to do the host name, and we're going to go lab underscore a. You see it already switched its name. Since we're here, let's get the interface. Interface G0/0. Oh, that didn't work because I hit wrong button. Just a sec. There we go. Interface G00 IP IP address 172.16.10.1. with subnet 255.255.255.0. Get that, and then hit no shut. Change the state to up. Then we got an interface S0/0/0. Get an IP config for that. Okay. And then this IP address is 172.168.20.1. 255.255.255.0. No shut. And I also need to get a clock rate on there. So clock rate 128.0.0.0. Make sure I got that. I already did no shut. Okay. So that's all we're gonna do on that one. But since we already made the host name Lab A, go ahead and copy and paste if you want to. Some of us still type. And then the router shows up at Lab A. So now we configured the interface G, the gigabyte interface, and the serial interface with the correct IP addresses, and we need to go to router 2 and router, well, actually technically router 1, router 2, which this is going to become router B, and this will become router B. So we'll go inside here, go to CLI. Always hit no on that, or else it's going to try to configure all the dialogue for you, and that's our job. Comp T, okay, let's see here. We're just doing the exact same thing. Host name lab underscore B. Okay. Interface G0. Oh wait, we're not gonna have any gigabytes on this one. And just to determine what we did on the last one, we got this interface and this interface up and running. Okay. But these are only hooked up to serial cable, so we're only gonna be have inner S0/0/0 IP address, which is going to be 172.16.20.2, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah. It's always going to be the same. This activity is pretty simple because it's going to be the same subnet mask throughout the entire activity. I'm 98% sure on that. But, double check if you're not sure. Okay. No shut. And then interface S0/0. Oops. Interface S0/0/1. IP address is going to be 172.16.30.1. Okay. Oh. Address. There we go. Did a no shut command. Okay, that's all we're going to configure on that one. Make sure your serial faces are configured with the correct IP addresses according to your routing table. Now we're going to move on to the third router. As you can see, we're getting green lights popping up on the way, and that's really good. CL, no, EN, conf, T, getting the globe configuration mode, host, name, lab, underscore C. Though it has such a big spelling issue with spelling, would be okay. There we go. Host name lab C, and we're gonna go interface gigabyte 0/0 IP address 172.16.30.2. No, I am incorrect because this has a serial and a gigabyte. So if I'm doing the gigabyte, I had to do the 4.0 because 30.2 belongs somewhere else. 40.0.1 is my correct configuring on that. Oh, there we go. Ah, no shut command. Then we'll get the interface on the S0/0/0 set up. IP address 172.16. Dot 30.1 because it's pretty much sharing. Yeah, that's right. Got confused myself for a second. The 30.1 is shared with the S000 interface. Hold up there. What's going on there? 172.16.30.1 255.255.255.0. I'm having a button typing problem. Okay. And it needs a clock, right? Okay. Okay, so network is built. We should have connectivity all directly now. Now the only thing I need to do is go configure the PCs. We can start doing some pinging tests to see where we're at. But we are getting all green, and that's always good. And I got the routers. Oh, hey, wait a second. Since we did the host names, let's go in here. Config. Okay. Go in here to IP configuration on your desktop and your PC and do a static address. We're going to use 172.16. I think it's just 1.0. Let me double check. Yeah. 172.16.10.10. It's going to give you a class B mask, but we want the C. Keep it at 255.0. And our default gateway will be 172.16.10.1. That is for PCA. And I'm going to go switch the name of it right now. That's just my preference. I like calling them by letters. Go to IP configuration for your other PC. Static address, because we're not setting up DHCP. 172.16.40.10. Okay, and the default gateway will be 172.16.40.1. Okay, there we go. Big, bam. Oops. Okay, there we go. So just to give you guys a little idea of what's going on here with the routing table and I was talking about, your IP address of 172.168, the 10 section, that's our network right here from interface, gigabyte interface to the PC. Our second network is right here, which is 20, 172.1620.1 right here. And then we can get right here is our 30, which is shared by these two. Or actually, this one's 20 also because it's 172.16.20.2. Then this would be 172.16.30.2. Or actually 3.1. Then here's 3.2. And then here's 4.0. And that's how the four networks are put together on these 5 devices. Okay, so we're done configuring both of the PCs. Now we're just ready to do some ping test connectivity. We will be able to go like this, and we'll be able to get success from just our normal devices. We're not going to get that from that because we're still going through our remote networks. That's considered a remote network. Devices that are connected directly to each other can ping to each other right now, but we're not going to necessarily be able to ping everything until we get the configurations done. So now we've built our network and we're ready to finally start this hands-on lab 8.1, which is creating static routes. So the way in this lab, you will create a static route in all 3 routers so that the routers see all networks. Verify with the ping program when it is completed. The lab A router is connected to 2 networks, which is the 172.168.100 network, which I was just talking about right here. And here's the 176.200. You need to add routes to networks 172.16.30.0 and 172.16.40.0 using the following commands to add the static routes. So basically we're making it so we can actually, instead of just ping from here, PCA to A, after these configurations we'll be able to ping from here to here to here, here, point A, point B, all over. So let's go in here, router A, lab A, and inside router A, we're going to want to set up the IP routes. So get into your configuration mode and go IP route 172.16.30.0 with the subnet mask of 255.255.0, your C class, and the route that we're going to use is 172.16.20.2 because we are already because it's already using that. That's the end. That's where the route is ending, and it's losing its connection right there at 2, which is the center interface right here. So as soon as we put that on, our packets will be able to go from here to there. So let's enter that. Just a second. Double check everything here. Okay. And then we need to also add the IP route for 40. Same subnet mask. And then 172.16. I think it's 20.02 also. Okay. Enter both of those. And then exit out of here. And do a copy run start. Okay, save it. And then go to the second router right here on B. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, still there. Alright, on router B, our routing is going to be just a little different because remind you that it's right here and it's got connections there, but it doesn't have connections on 1 or 4. So those are the 2 routes we'll be giving it. So IP route 172.16.10.0 dot 255.255.255.0 172.16. My available one that's working is 20.1. Oops. There we go. Glad I caught that. And then another IP route, which is going to be 40. It really does not like when I do that. Okay, 40. This is going to be a different route because it's on the other side. Because the 20.1 is right here. This is going to be the 30.2 that we're going to use right here to go this way. And let's see here. 172.16, 30.2. Put that in there. So now we got both our IP routes on A and B router. And then copy, run, start. Save it. We got one more router to do. In here on the 1941 Lab C. Oops. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Conf mode. We're already in configuration mode. Okay. Cool. That's fine. Okay. IP route 172.16. And let's see, just to explain, since we've been going along, this is router C. We don't have a connection from router 1 or router 2. These two are going to be remote networks for this router. And not mean to make that grow that big. 172.16.10.0. Same mask. And then 172.16.301 30.1 is where my connection is. Oh, can you see that? Huh, let me see. Router C. I think I just typed it wrong somewhere. Let me see here. IP route 172.16.10.0 255.255.255.0 172.16.30.1. Did not take it. Huh. Okay, hold on a second here. Let's try 2. Okay, it was 30.2 to get that one. Okay, and then also same thing, but we gotta do it on 20. And this one should be 30.1. What the heck? Oops, messed that one up. IP route, this one should be 2. No wait, this one's 1 this time. Okay, that one's not available. Hold on just a sec. 172.16. We gotta get a 2 on here. 255. Now let's try 1. No, that's not right. 172.16.20.0.255. I already hooked up the 30.1. Hold on a second here. 30.1. What is this one right here? 172. This is 30.2 also. Okay, we got set up. Sorry, I had the wrong side in my head. So exit out of here. Then do a copy, run, start, save everything. All three of our routers should be saved. And now we're going to test some pinging. Or actually at least do some show IP routes. Let's at least show the IP route before we get any further. And what we're going to verify here is what networks are directly connected now. See, we got 172.168.10 directly connected to the gigabyte. 1 is directly connected. 20 is directly connected. 20 is directly connected. And looks like it's running off the 24 interface. Static. So these are the two routes for router A. See what B looks like. See, you can see they're getting a little different. This is mainly just running off the 30.2 serial cable and then directly connected. Show IP route on this one. 4.032 is directly connected. These are the two main ones right here. 30 and 40. These are the remotes. Oh, here's the two. Yeah. Okay. So now that we're done with that, we just want to ping. Let's do it from PCB basically. See, well here, we can always do the shortcut way. Successful. Successful. I hope. Never mind. From here to here. Alright. Okay, so let's say we went in here. We're in the command prompt window. And we want to test out our ping. Let's go 172.168.40.1. This is pinging from PCA to router C. Made it all successful. Let's do 31. This is to router B. We're good to go. Router A. The gigabyte interface on router A, which would be 10. Then if we want to do PCA to PCB or PCB to PCA, just add 10 on the end. Okay, so this is good. We're connected everywhere. Now, that was pretty much 8.1, just showing you how to set up some IP routes with static routes. Showing you how to use the show IP route command. Now we're moving on to hands-on lab 8.2, configuring the RIP routing. In this lab, we will use the dynamic routing protocol RIP instead of static routing. So basically, first of all, we're going to have to hop into all these routers and take away the IP routes that we just put on, and then we can do the correct configurations. Okay, so first off, let's get out of the PC, go into router A, get into configuration mode, and we're going to going to put no IP route 172.16.30.0. Remember that was the one that we used to do our IP route. And then same subnet mask. Get rid of that. Do it again. This time get rid of the 40. Get rid of the 3 and 4 network basically. And then you can exit. Copy. Run. Start. File saved. Did the exact same thing on router B and C. Alright, interface. Interface. No. I was getting ahead of myself. Trying to do. Actually, I've already done that. No IP route. Because we're getting rid of the IP routes that we just used. Kind of like reminding myself more than anything on this. One 172.16.10.0. 255.255.255.0. And then you can also get rid of the 10 network, the first network, and the fourth network, because this is router B, which is pretty much right in the middle. Oh, wait, 4, which is pretty much right in the center. Get rid of that. Exit. Copy, run, start. No. Wait. What was that? Yes. Okay. Go to C, get rid of the IP routes that we did here. Conf T, no IP route. 172.16. Yeah, the first network. And then the second network. 20. Exit. Copy, run, start. Bam. Okay. After you get done saving all 3 of these on your C right here, do a show IP route to make sure that everything is directly connected or you don't see the remote networks anymore. See how many cables and connections we lost? We only had direct connections now. So now that we're done with that, we can go right back into A, but just to show you what's going on, see this? Can't make it anymore. We can still go here though. We're good, successful, all right. So go into router A. And go to router rip. You can do version 2 if you want to type it in here. You can do not auto summary also. It's 2 commands that they're asking me to show you how to do. But most of the time I find it's really not necessary when you're doing the configure routing. But this is pretty simple. You just do the config t router rip and then network 172.16.0.0. Let me double check that. I think it just blows my mind how easy it is to configure a router with RIP, RIP. So there's the first one. Do that in the second one. Get in the configuration mode. And we're gonna go router RIP. We're gonna go network 172.16.0.0. It's gonna be that way for all of them. Got a new third one. Configuration mode. Router RIP. Network. Okay. So after you get all your RIP routers configured, you want to go back to router A. And let's at least make some pings first. Now we can go from here to here. Look at that, successful again. Just a couple configurations, we could do that now. Huh, it actually failed from PC to PC. Huh, it's interesting. Last time I did it was just fine. Let's see here, show running config. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. I think I did it all correct. Yeah, I did it all correct. Okay. Alright, well, before we finish on this video, let's go back to our router A and just verify some things here. In router A, go to your CLI, exit out of here, exit out of here, get all the way back, and do a show IP protocols. As you're looking at this, you pretty much want to verify some things. Like here's the RIP protocol right here. It's about running on at 30 seconds. Next time it'll be due up as 22, 180 seconds for invalid time. Hold down times 180. It will be flushed after 240 seconds. Okay, well that's would be why. Okay, I get it now. I was wondering why it wasn't going from PCA to whichever device I wanted to, and it looks like it's on a time limit, which makes sense. So after you look at this, do a show IP route after you verify that you got your gigabyte and this is the network you're running on. This is your gateway 172.20.2. Let's do a show IP route, and it's running mainly, the RIP is running mainly on the 172.163.0.0. Okay, and then we'll just go verify it. Those two commands in our other. If you hit end, it'll take you out back to good, back to privilege mode. Okay, and here show IP protocols again, and there's our IP. Same kinds of timings, a little bit longer on here. Interface and gateway, or network and gateway is a little different too. Show IP route, and it is running mainly on the first network. Cool. And last but not least, let's just go check this out. Protocols. Oh, hold on. So where is it? IP, all stuff we need, gigabyte, serial, gateway. And then show IP route to show that it is running on there's our problem right there. It redistributed RIP, but it didn't acknowledge it on the third one. That's why I couldn't ping from everywhere. But the main, you know, all I would have to do is see here. If I can fix it real quick. Just try to get that router IP network. There we go. There it is. It wasn't there at first. Didn't seem like. Alright. Well, that's pretty much the activity, guys, is learning how to configure the RIP status, learning how to configure static routes, building a network, and that's about it. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Maybe that's all I had to do is give it a little more time to configure everything. No. Successful there. Alright, thanks for watching my video, guys. Any questions, comments, any help? I take questions and help either way. Alright, thanks for watching my video. Have a good night.